About the day that you've come from or what you have coming after the practice. So inhaling and exhaling. Taking 2 more deep breaths. When you're ready, just going to slowly flutter the eyes open. And we're just going to start by warming up the spine and stretching out the shoulders and the back. So let's tilt over to the right, and we're going to do a nice side stretch. So let's inhale the left palm up and over. Gaze towards the ceiling and just really root down in that left hip just to get a really nice side stretch all along the body. When we're pregnant, we kind of cramp together and our gravity is off balance. So our spine takes a lot of hit from being pregnant. From here, we're just going to do a little bit of a shoulder and a neck stretch. So let's just start rotating the head down, gazing at the right palm, and up towards the ceiling. And gazing down, and up. And 2 more times. And on your last one, coming back to center, and let's just switch to the opposite side. So planting the left palm down, raising the right arm up and over, and really rooting through that right hip so you feel that nice side stretch. Focusing on your breath. Sending your breath into all those tight places that you feel, just to release. Let's start rotating. Gazing down towards the hand and up towards the ceiling. And 2 more times on your own. Coming back to center, let's lift back up. Most of us carry tension in our shoulders, but especially when you're pregnant, as your form of gravity is being pulled forward, we tend to hunch forward. So we really want to open up that area. So let's start by closing the eyes, and we're just going to bend the elbows, and we're just going to do some deep rolls going backwards. Just loosening all that tension that's stored. And then reverse. And then dropping the arms, and we're just going to start doing some neck rolls. So we'll start going forward halfway first. So we're just rolling forward gently, just working out any kinks that you feel in the neck, timing your breath with the movement. And then slowly, if it feels good, you can start doing full circles all the way around and then coming back. And one more. And then coming back to center, let's flutter the eyes open, and then we're just going to do a neck side stretch. So with the right hand, you're going to grab the left side of the head, extend the left arm up to the side, pointing the fingers, and then you're just going to drag the head to the right side. You should feel a really nice stretch. Looking down slightly will help you angle the stretch more towards the back of the neck. Stay directly on the side. Taking 2 more breaths here. coming back to center, and let's swap and do on the other side. So grabbing the right side of the face with the left hand, extending the right arm straight forward, pointing the fingers, and let's pull the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Looking down to isolate the stretch into the back of the neck, if that feels good. And taking 2 more breaths here, and then coming back to center and just wiggling that out. So you should feel nice and loose up here now. So let's remove the bolster from between the legs and put that off to the side. And we're just going to sit back on the bum, extend the legs forward, place the hands behind you, and just kind of dump into the hands. And we're just going to start first by wiggling out the legs. So our legs take loads of pressure when we're pregnant, as we're growing, and just from walking can start to feel a little bit more uncomfortable. So we want to really loosen up the legs, the hips. And then let's pay attention to the feet. The feet take loads of tension during pregnancy. Let's start by rolling the feet in one direction at the ankles, getting out any kinks that you may feel in there. And then switch direction. And then front and back. And then let's just focus on the toes. So keeping the feet still, let's just wiggle out the toes. Get some nice cracks in there. Perfect. So let's extend the left leg out a little bit more to the side, as long as you're not having any pelvic girdle pain. Otherwise, keep it in a little bit closer in front of you. And then let's bend in the right foot up against the left thigh. And the toes of the left leg are going to face up towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to slightly turn over towards the left leg. You never want to do any deep twists when you're pregnant, but a slight twist, especially in the upper chest, is okay. So we're going to go over towards the left leg, and then we're just going to slowly come down as low as feels comfortable, making sure that your bump is not getting squished, and just placing the hand either on the shin, the ankle, or the foot, whatever feels comfortable for you. So I'm just going to drop down to my foot and grab the outside of the left foot. And then we're going to inhale the right hand up and over to the left hand side. And just close the eyes. And you're going to feel a nice stretch again along the side of the waist and into that right hip, as well as the hamstring of the left leg. If your neck is feeling a little bit of tension from this, you can gaze down towards the floor and just relax into it. And on the next inhale, come back up to center. We're going to place the palm of the right hand down, and we're going to extend the left leg a little bit out towards the side, and we're going to bring the right shin at 90 degrees towards the back, and we're just going to lift up and over to the right hand side. Gazing up towards the left palm, and really rooting through that left foot to get a nice full body stretch. If you want, you can start to extend towards the ceiling to go into a slight back bend, and on the next exhale, coming back to center and dropping down onto the bum, and then let's swap the legs. So extending the right leg out to the side, bending the left foot in to the inner right leg, and then just doing a slight twist over to that right leg, and then coming down to the shin, the ankle, or the foot, whatever feels comfortable for you. Inhaling the left hand up and over, and taking your gaze up towards that palm of the hand. Closing the eyes. Enjoying that big stretch from the left hip all the way up to the arm, and the nice hamstring stretch of the right leg. Gazing down if you feel any tension in your neck. And taking 2 more breaths here. And then lifting back up to center. Let's do that side stretch on this side. So Pointing the right leg out, let's extend the left foot behind us. Planting the left palm, inhaling the right hand up and over the head, and getting a nice full body stretch here. If it serves you, you can start rotating towards the back, opening up your chest to the sky into a slight back bend. Taking one more deep breath here, and then coming back to center. Let's take a comfortable seat and cross-legged. We're just going to start doing some hip rolls. So closing the eyes and placing the hands on the knees. Let's just start rolling in one direction. And this position actually is quite good, even if you're in active labor, to kind of focus your breath and take control of the urges. So it's a really nice tool to have. So let's switch in the opposite direction. Let's do one more circle. And then coming back to center. Let's turn over onto all fours. And then we're just going to start to rock the hips forward and back. So you want to have the knees a little bit wider than your hips because we're going to be coming into a wide-legged child's pose. So you need to have room for baby. So let's rock back into the deep child's pose. And then inhale, coming forward. You're going to lift your gaze up, and you're just going to drop the pelvis down. So you get a nice stretch across the belly. And then falling back into child's pose. Inhaling up and forward. And exhaling, coming back. Inhaling forward. And exhaling back. And two more times. And then on your last one, you're going to go back into the wide-legged child's pose. And you're going to settle into there. So let your head fall to the ground and just take a deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. And we're just going to start to walk our hands over to the right. So we're going to get another nice side stretch down into that hip. Closing the eyes. Just breathing into it. And making sure never to compress the baby too much. If you're feeling too much pressure or tightness, ease off a bit. And walking back to center, let's walk our hands back over to the left hand side. So same thing, we're going to plant the palm of the left hand down to the ground just to give us a little bit more leverage, a little bit more deeper stretching action into the right hand side and pushing down through that right glute. Taking one more deep breath here and then coming back to center. We're just going to lift up a little bit higher onto the knees. And if it's uncomfortable, you can put a blanket, roll a blanket underneath your knees. And we're going to come onto the forearms and we're going to stretch out the inner thighs. So you want to allow the legs to open a little bit wider and you just want to fall into it. So you're going to get a really deep stretch along the inner thighs here. These areas can be quite tight, so it can be a little bit uncomfortable. So just allow your breath to go into those tight areas. And this is perfect training for labor as well. Walking the hands back, lifting up. Let's slowly bring the legs in. And then we're just going to do some hip circles here just to loosen out the hips. So starting small in one direction and then just growing with it. So close the eyes and really fall into the movement. Going as big as you need to, going nice far back and down. This feels good. And this is another excellent posture to use when you're in labor to deal with the urges. When you're ready, switch the direction. And one last time. So sitting back onto the heels, let's just give our wrists a little bit of a stretch because they've been working a little bit hard. So first off, let's start by turning the fingertips towards you, coming up a little bit higher, straightening the fingers, and then trying to move back as far as is comfortable. Getting a nice stretch along those forearms. Rocking back and forth if that feels good. And then flipping the palm of the right hand. So we're going to put the top of the hand down. So this is going to be quite intense. So you can stay above the hand. You can start to rock back a little bit. See how far you can go. And then from there, we're just going to start opening and closing the fist. So our wrists definitely tight from all the texting that we're doing. So this is an excellent way to loosen those up. And one last time, let's swap sides. Give that a shake first. Ooh. So flipping the left palm under, and then moving back, and then just opening and closing that fist. One more time. Perfect. So give that one a shake as well. And then we're going to come back on to sit on the heels. And we're going to have the knees a little bit further apart. Now, if you are having pelvic girdle pain, you can keep them together and do the same posture. But if not, we're going to keep the knees farther apart. And then we're going to place the palms behind our bum, and we're just going to lift up to tuck the pelvis under, and you should immediately feel a nice stretch along the quads already. Now, if this is okay for you here, you can just stay here gazing forward. If you want, you can start to lower onto the elbows, just to extend the stretch a little bit across the belly, lifting the heart towards the ceiling. And if it's comfortable, you can drop the head. And taking 2 more breaths here. And then slowly coming back. So you want to try and come up straight. You don't want to wiggle too much from one side to the other. So coming up straight. And then falling forward, we're just going to do a couple cat-cow stretches just to loosen up that spine from the back bend. So we're going to inhale, gazing forward, and keeping the spine at a neutral level. And then on your exhale, you're going to do a nice big arch like a cat into the back. Inhaling forward to neutral. Exhaling, arching it back. And 3 more times on your own. And last one. We're just going to bring ourselves to a comfortable seat. So I'm going to grab my bolster. I'm going to place it between the legs. We're just going to close our eyes from here, and we're going to inhale the hands up and over the head, palms to touch, and exhaling, bringing it down through center. So we're just trying to ground ourselves after the practice and ready for relaxation. So inhaling up, and exhaling down. One more time. And exhaling down. So to prepare ourselves for our deep relaxation, we're going to do some alternate nostril breathing. I absolutely love this. It really helps to calm our nervous system down and helps to bring you into the current space. So we're going to take the index finger and the middle finger, and we're going to place that on the third eye. And then we're going to use the thumb to block the right nostril, and we're going to use the pinky to block the left. Closing off the left nostril with the pinky, we're going to inhale through the right, block the right, open the left, and exhale through the left. Inhale left, and exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left, inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, and exhale left. One more time, inhale left, and exhale right. Dropping the hand, taking any last movements that you need, any last breaths, putting your hand on your baby. You should feel definitely more calm, more connected to yourself, to your baby. Just gently fluttering the eyes open, we're just going to prepare to get into our full relaxation. So when you're pregnant, it's definitely best to lay on the left-hand side, and you want to have it supported as well. So having a bolster is really nice to put in between the legs. So we're going to come onto our left-hand side, and it's also quite nice if you have something for the head. So just a pillow or a rolled up blanket is really nice. So we're going to straighten up the bottom leg, so the left leg, coming down onto the side, and we're going to roll the bolster right in front of us, bend up the right knee, and place it all along the bolster like that. Extending the left arm, you're just going to relax onto the upper arm, placing the